The Greg Kelly Show.
Folks. How many hours? I just got to look at the TV. 6 hours and 54 minutes and 46 seconds to tonight's debate. Fox News. Wait, what is? Wait. Okay. Fox says it's 5 hours and 54 minutes till the debate. And CNN says it's 6 hours and 54 minutes until the debate. What the hell's the discrepancy all about? What's that? I mean, it's starting at the same time, right? Yeah, 6 hours, 54 minutes until the debate. And they say 5 hours and 54 minutes. Maybe it's like their special coverage starts at 8 o'clock or that kind of nonsense. I don't know. I think CNN is actually going all the way to the debate. It starts at 9 o'clock. How many hours is it till 9 o'clock? It's 7 hours till 9 o'clock, just about, a little bit less. Yeah, CNN's got it right. Fox is up to their trickery in trying to get people to tune into the Jesse Waters show or the Laura Ingraham show or whatever show is on then. Remember, they're all conflicted about Trump, okay? In part because the people who run that place, Murdoch is pretty conflicted about Trump. Lachlan and the rest. Hey, if you're a multi-billionaire and you've created this gigantic network and if you want to be undecided about the president of the United States, I guess you can be. You can play all kinds of games. It's whatever. But sometimes these billionaires, they think that they run the world, and unfortunately, too often they're right. And we're just little chess pieces. They move around, right? Well, I thought it was supposed to be about the people. You know, one of the billionaires I like a lot is Elon Musk. And if you follow him on Twitter, you look at the social media from this guy, he's usually engaged in truth that people, find uncomfortable or whatever. Or he's providing a life lesson. So here he is. This is him describing the early days of Tesla. And everybody says, he's the richest man in the world. It must have been easy. No. It was hard. Go ahead.
I was living in the factory in Fremont and the one in Nevada for 3 years straight. That was my primary residence. I actually slept in a couch at one point in a tent on the roof. But for a while there, I was just sleeping under my desk, which is out in the open in the factory, and for an important reason. So during shift change, the entire team could see me. And that's important because, they think the sort of their leader is off somewhere having a good time, drinking Mai Tais on a tropical island, which I could definitely have been doing and would much have preferred to do. I'm not actually a masochist, I think, but the thing is that since the team could see me sleeping on the floor during shift change, with nothing, they knew I was there, and that made a huge difference. And then they gave it their all.
I wonder what Kim Kardashian and Paris Hilton think of a statement like that, or the latest influencer of the moment, where it's not about expertise, it's not about experience, it's not about leadership, it's about making a spectacle out of yourself and cashing in. And I don't know if you know about the girl who spits, the Haktua girl. All right, this is one of the most disgusting and depraved things I've ever heard about. I saw the video. She is interviewed by some guy. I mean, the whole damn conversation is creepy and depraved, but what's the best sexual technique or something like that? What's the best way to turn on a man? And this one girl who's clearly intoxicated, it's at night. It looks to me like it's in the meatpacking district, whatever. And she says, well, what I do to my man is, and then she says some very graphic things, including that she spits, and she spits on something. And so this ricochets all over the internet. Oh, my God, isn't that hilarious? No, it's actually kind of crude and whatever. It's amazing that a woman would say that to a camera in public, right? It's just amazing. All kinds of things. I'm okay with it, just about you behind the closed doors and whatever. But the in public nonsense. Anyway, guess what? They call her the Haktua girl. And she has just signed with one of the premier talent agencies in the world, United Talent, UTA, United Talent of America, United Talent Association, Jay Suris and those guys. It's one of the biggest agencies in the world and most prestigious. And she is now represented by them. And she already has a hat line, sweatshirts, products, and they're negotiating a reality TV series with Campy Bravo. Andy Cohen, who, by the way, I kind of like. He's too classy for that. You know, the hot two-egg, right? And how old? That's going to get so old real quick, you would think. Then again, this is the nation that watched Snooki for 4 years. Snooki. Remember her? The rude, profane, self-indulgent, and obnoxious Snooki. She was a thing for a long time. You used to have to do something amazing to have some attention, right? Be a great actor, great athlete, great whatever. And not everybody sat around wanting to be famous. Some people wanted to become skilled at something, really, really great at something, and provide. I've heard Tucker Carlson talking about this. Fewer people than ever, it looks like. I mean, the typical American family is vanishing. First it happened to the black community, right? And now it's happening to, other ethnic groups. The family is being so de-emphasized, and it's ruining this country, ruining it. And we will fall. We will, if this keeps up, because it can't. It can't. We need American-born people, and too few people are marrying and having children. And a lot of people are being allowed in, and they don't share our values. They don't know anything about us. They're strangers. They're strangers. Coming in here illegally, again, this is not racist, okay? You want to come here legally, no matter where the hell you came from, you got some skills, fantastic. Learn our ways, learn our customs, swear to uphold them, swear to perform military service if called upon, and you're one of us. You're an American. You're an American. But I don't know, Bill. I don't know. Oh, I didn't run this last clip. This is also this is Joe Biden boasting about all the crap he wants. He's a 46-year-old senator who has a lust for power and money and real estate. And his aides are like, you can't do this, pal. We can't do this. You're going to get us all locked up. Audio version from What It Takes by Richard Ben Cramer, considered a classic political tome. And here's a little description about Joe Biden and his situation. Cut 18, please. Cut 18.
So Ridley and Donnellan came up to Wilmington that night, 1 week into 1987, to tell Joe he couldn't buy the new house. Actually, they had a few things to straighten out. For instance, was Joe going to run? They couldn't seem to get a clear answer. If so, what was he doing for the last 2 weeks on vacation in Hawaii with Pat Cadell? And if he meant to run, what the hell was he trying to pull with a $1.1 million house? Look, Senator, Ridley said earnestly, in the mind of a voter, there's no way you get from a senator's $75,000 a year to $1.5 million estate. 1.1, Joe said absently. I said I could sell it for $1.5 million. 1.1, 1.5, whatever you say, it doesn't matter. You can't run as a Democrat, a guy who's in touch with middle-class values, when you're on TV in your indoor tennis court. How the hell do we explain it? You can't. You don't know what this is like. You can't explain to everybody. Things just come out.
You would think things just come out, but everybody's been basically covering up for Joe Biden for a long time. That damn state, Delaware, it's a very weird place. One of the reasons why Joe is so rotten, because Delaware is so small and so easy to own, right? It's 3 counties. New York has 63 counties. 63 versus 3. So you can own Delaware in pretty short order. And if you're just basically conscious and you've got the franking privilege, you know what franking is? It's basically being able to send out mail for free if you're in Congress. You own the state. It's impossible. It's impossible to remove you. It's impossible for anybody to run a campaign to remove you. So he never had to get better, and the media let him off the hook. So he never really had to. There was no outside pressure. So what did he do? He started to rot, actually. He stayed the same mediocre, not very smart, 29-year-old. He's that same guy. 50, 60 years later now. What is it? 50 years later, he's the same guy. It happens. Ever since 1972, Joe Biden has been basically the most important person in the room anytime he's in Delaware, right? That goes to your head. And, oh, by the way, in a lot of rooms in D.C., doesn't matter if you're from California or Delaware, you're a United States Senator. You got juice. You got juice. So, do we have anything else to say about tonight? I just want to get it over with, really. I do want to get it over with. Let's hear one more time. This is actually a new part of the clip, and I find it fascinating. Remember what CNN's doing? They're going to control the mics on the candidates. They ought to be controlling the mics on themselves, or maybe the candidates control the mics on the moderators. Does this sound like a neutral moderator? Here is Jake Tapper, who will be moderating tonight, interviewing Lara Trump, now the RNC chair. This is back in 2020. Cut 24, please.
I want to ask you a couple things about things that you've done on the campaign trail. Joe Biden, as we all know, has worked to overcome a stutter. And one of the speakers at the Democratic Convention was a young boy who the vice president inspired, named Braden Harrington. Take a listen.
It was really amazing to hear that someone like me became vice president.
Braden Harrington, a very brave young boy. You made this comment earlier in the campaign about Joe Biden. Let's take a listen to that.
Every time he comes on stage or they turn to him, I'm like, Joe, can you get it out? Let's get the words out, Joe. You kind of feel bad for him.
How do you think it makes little kids with stutters feel when they see you make a comment like that?
First and foremost, I had no idea that Joe Biden ever suffered from a stutter. I think what we see on stage with Joe Biden, Jake, is very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable
you are
to watch somebody on stage
That's so amazing. It's so amazing to me
and try and figure out an answer.
A cognitive decline.
Well, when you're trying to tell me that what I
you
would
see what's
suggest-
happening? You see? This is the freaking guy. They couldn't find anybody else at CNN or anybody else in the country. Joe Biden with a stutter. His brain is fried. Now, what he's by the way, that book that I've been playing clips from, people, pseudo-intellectuals like Jake, and want to pretend they know so much about politics, that's in there. That's how we found out Joe Biden has a stutter, or had a stutter. It's part of his political myth. He just makes stuff up. Okay? And that's not widely known, and I don't even think it's true. All right, so, and listen to the, oh, no, you don't have the, what do you mean you don't have the experience? I'm a person with eyeballs. I have I can tell that man is losing it. More.
I think that you were mocking his stutter. Yeah, I think you were mocking his stutter, and I think you have absolutely no standing to diagnose somebody's cognitive decline. I would think that somebody in the Trump family would be more sensitive to people who do not have medical licenses diagnosing politicians from afar. Plenty of people have diagnosed your father from afar, and I'm sure it offends you. Your father-in-law from afar. I'm sure it offends you. You don't have any standing to say.
I'm not diagnosing him. What I'm saying, Jake,
you just talked
is
about
that
a cognitive decline.
That Joe Biden
I have one last
struggling
question for you, Laura. You can't
times on stage, and it's very concerning to a lot of people that this could be the leader of the free world.
Okay,
that is all I'm saying. I genuinely feel
Laura
sorry
Trump.
for Joe Biden.
I appreciate it. I'm sure it was from a place of concern. We all believe that. Laura Trump, thank you so much.
A horrible guy. Just I'm actually not I've had a very pleasant conversation with him in real life. But that's not how you want to be a vicious, nasty political guy. Go ahead and do that, but you can't pretend you're straight news, and that's the great big fight. Who are they? They're not fooling anybody. I have no idea what's going to happen tonight. I really don't. It could be really, really bad, and then again, it could be boring. All right, give me one moment.
This is the Greg Kelly Show.
Elsewhere, exercising like crazy, and I feel sore and probably not going to do it for a while. I do. Just, man, oh, man, oh, man. If I could only master my body, if I could only master it, every time somebody brings in, I don't know what it was yesterday. It was delicious. It was yellow goop. custard, possibly. I don't know what the hell it was, but it was so good, and it had a little like kind of a cinnamony layer on top. And I think the whole damn thing was for the office. I had about half of it. I think I have a problem. However, I do know that I am a male, not a female, and that apparently a lot of people struggle with. No, not really. It's a phony wedge issue. And we still have nut jobs like Maya Wiley showing up and making it a cause celeb. Here she is up against the indomitable Nancy Mace, Republican of South Carolina. Check this out.
Can you define what a woman is?
A woman is a person who says she is. And let me just tell you one story about this, because when I was a child... No,
you're not going to tell me a story. We're not doing that right now. It's not story time.
Yeah, it is story time, because when I was a child, I was
it's not. I'm going to reclaim my
boy.
time. Be quiet. I'm going to reclaim my time right now. Biological women are real women. A guy born as a man who wants to pretend to be a woman and put him in his big gym and the twins in the locker room with underage girls, or his little gym and twins, by the way, is disgusting. I have a daughter. She turned 14 last year. I took her to a store called Aerie for her birthday. We went shopping for an hour in downtown Charleston, South Carolina. She was taken to her dressing room by a biological male in a miniskirt and a lace bralette. It is disgusting. I have no idea if that man was over 18 or under 18. It is absolutely disgusting that we're redefining what women are and allowing men into women's private spaces. And by the way, Miss Wiley, I am a survivor of rape. I was raped at the age of 16. I am not going to put other women and girls into unsafe situations where biological men, with their willy-nillys out, putting women and girls at risk. It's absurd. It's disgusting.
What did she say about a gym? Is that her code for penis? Along with willy-nillys. All right, I missed the headline entirely. Hey, Robert F. Kennedy is not at the debate. By the way, Mace is great. Noah Wiley is a crazy lunatic nut job. Like so much society. Just, wow. Robert F. Kennedy doesn't get to debate. How do we feel about that? Sorry. I think we're okay with it. I like a lot of what that dude stands for. Not everything. And you know what? It's too close to be screwing around with this election. All right. And there's indicators that RFK could take votes away from both candidates here. It might hurt Trump. It might hurt Biden. It might hurt both. I don't know. So I don't want him there. If there's any chance it hurts our guy. Fair enough?
You're listening to The Greg Kelly Show.
And you can also hear The Dick Morris Show Sundays between 12 and 2. Dick Morris, of course, the legendary political advisor. There would have been no second term of Bill Clinton. Thanks a lot, Dick. There would have been no Governor Clinton. What? Oh, we lost him? Was it something I said, or did we lose the line? All right, we lost the line. We'll get him back. We want to talk to him about the situation tonight, the debate. Nobody knows it better. I know he's been advising Trump. As for me and my advice for Trump, that's going to be between me and Trump. I can't talk about that, but some people love to talk about it. You call him back. You got the number, right? All right. In the meantime, let's find out what. He's back. Dick Morris, legendary political advisor, and so good to talk to you. Are you ready for tonight's debate? I guess you don't have to do much. Are you still at that party?
Well, I am, but it's ending.
Okay.
You know, the subtitle of tonight's debate is Truth or Consequences.
Truth or consequences. All right.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it.
What do you think? But, I'm very concerned about the parameters, about the rules, but go ahead.
Yeah, I think that's all true. But I think Trump will do fine. I think he'll be dominant. I think Biden will attack him, but the attacks won't matter much because it's already been basically litigated with the American public. What I'm looking at here is the fact that after this debate is over, it'll become very clear to anyone with half a brain that Biden can't win. The first hope they had was the indictment and then the conviction and they're hoping the sentencing and all that. But basically, anyone with half a brain will realize that Biden can't win this. And then I'm wondering to what extent this debate is really sort of an audition to see if Biden can stay on the ticket. And the audience is the Democratic Party leadership. And there is one theory that says that Biden, through the presidency and through its patronage power, controls the Democratic Party. There's another theory that says he really doesn't. You still with me?
I am. I can tell those people in the background are having a great time. It's a little bit distracting, but keep going.
I'm sorry about that. The other is that he really does not control it, and that the party apparatus controls it. And I think that you're going to see it. I think that Biden is going to lose the debate. I think Trump will win it, and I'll explain that in a minute. But I think that the outcome of that would be a strong desire to get rid of Biden on the ticket. And the question is whether he's able to resist that or whether they're able to overcome him.
All right. Now, wait a second, though. Wait a second. I mean, he would have to crash and burn in a catastrophic way. You know the fake news. I mean, if Joe, is somewhat coherent, they'll say, like the State of the Union, oh, he was masterful. I mean, they're going to try to dress up his performance. I mean, how bad a failure does it have to be for what to happen? For that to happen, what you just described, you really think
5 or 6 points, and I think that if he drops 5 or 6 points after the debate, I think that could be the end of it. It'll ultimately not be decided by the media; it'll be decided by the polling, and enough people are watching the debate so they'll come to their own conclusion. The reason Trump's going to win the debate has nothing to do with Biden's senility or inability or lack of physical stamina. It has to do with the fact that a debate is really a contest over the issues. The purpose of the debate is not to say who's winning or who's losing, but what are the issues in the campaign. And Trump wins on every one of those issues. You still with me?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so he sticks to the issues and he wins.
Yeah, because he wins those issues. And remember in 2004, Kerry debated Bush. And the whole concept was, what was this race about? And if it was going to be about national security after 9/11, Bush was going to be reelected. And if it was about social security or balancing the budget or anything else, Kerry was going to win because Kerry was winning all of those issues.
All right.
And I think the key question here is what is the subject matter of the debate? And I think on that, Biden is going to lose and Trump is going to win. And I think the level of their performance doesn't matter as much as the substance of what they're talking about.
Well, remember this whole thing with the microphone and that CNN, they paid a huge price back a year ago for the Trump town hall. Do you remember that? Caitlin Collins and Trump had a great night. And Anderson Cooper came out the next night apologizing to the viewers because more than anybody, they're afraid of left-wing Twitter. And look, they've thrown him in jail. They've done all these kinds of things. I think tonight is some major sabotage operation. I don't know what they have in store, but I fear it could be very, very ugly. Remember, their core audience, they hate it that Trump is even there. So they're going to cut him down to size. They're going to try something weird, and that's my prediction anyway. Or that's why I'm a little bit apprehensive about tonight. Do you hear me?
They might do.
What?
What do you think they might do?
I don't know. I don't know. Number one, I guess the big thing is fact-checking. If they start fact-checking and he pushes back, for instance, listen to this, Dick. 23, cut 23.
I'm sorry, hang on.
Millions of women whose votes are up for the grabs, and they have serious concerns about how the president has handled the coronavirus pandemic.
Well, let me just start by saying don't forget that it was President Trump who in January shut down travel coming to the United States from China. He shut down travel from Europe. Thank goodness we didn't have Joe Biden in the White House because he called it xenophobic. We know that he would have been very soft.
No,
he would have been politically correct. That would have never happened. Absolutely, he did, Jake.
No, he didn't.
He said it in a tweet. He called it
referred to the
xenophobic.
he returned to the.
All right, stop. At that point, I think that they may turn off the mic. Turn off the mic, and that's the crap they're going to pull.
But look, the public is so alerted to that, and they're so understanding of the bias Trump faces because of the prosecution in New York, that anything like that will backfire enormously. In fact, to say it'll backfire is quite decided. It'll blow up in their face. And I think that they will be disciplined by that. And if they flout that, if they actually become aggressive enough so that it really works, then it's going to be unbelievable. It'll just explode the election. Trump, I think, right now is on the verge of a gigantic win. And the polls that show Trump two ahead, which is McLaughlin's finding, ignore the fact that you have the undecided vote always goes against the incumbent. And when you poll the undecideds or the I won't votes in this election, you see that Trump carries them by 2-1 and 3-1. And he's carrying independents by 60-40, 60-30. And that all adds up to a gigantic, massive win. And I think that that's going to happen. I think that if the Democrats try to stop it by foul means, like sentencing or cutting off mics or anything like that, I think it's just going to explode in CNN's face. And don't forget, CNN is pretty vulnerable. Its ratings are way down. Its revenues are not great. And it could be their death now.
Yeah. All right. So, well, we'll see. We will see. Dick, you've been right about just about everything regarding this election. And very early, the book, The Comeback, The Return, you said it could all happen, although I was right there with you. All right, Dick, where are you going to watch the debate tonight?
From my apartment, but on Newsmax.
Okay, we appreciate it very much. Take care. Dick Morris, the political legend. Again, no Bill Clinton. No second term. He helped resurrect Bill Clinton, and of course, he's been invaluable to Donald Trump. Thank you. You can listen to Dick Morris every Sunday between 12 and 2 right here. There was some great stuff in that show, little tidbits and factoids and insight. Did you know that about undecided voters? That they almost always go against the incumbent? I did not know that, but apparently it's a political rule of thumb. Very interesting. Joe, did you know that?
No, I did not.
All right. Yeah. I didn't know it either.
I was speaking to my wife, so I don't even know the question, but I don't know it because I didn't hear it.
All right, anyway, Joe, let me get back to you then, all right? I'm going to hang up on you. Let's talk to Rick in Brooklyn. Hello, Rick. Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Hello. I just have a thought. I like for Biden, I like the terminology Joe Obama.
Joe Obama, like Joe Mama, Joe Obama.
Obama.
You think?
Yeah.
All right. One thing that Donald Trump doesn't need any help with is nicknames. All right. We got Crooked Joe, and we're sticking with it. All right. So it's going to be Crooked Joe. We're not changing. But thank you. Thank you for the tip. Carmine is on Long Island. Hello, Carmine.
Hi, Greg. I just had the shock of paying $6 for a scoop of potato salad at a deli, and we can't take another 4 years, Greg. And I really feel that we need to specifically pray for President Trump tonight. And like David was prepared to kill Goliath his whole life, Donald Trump said that he's prepared his entire life for this debate tonight. And the way David killed the lion and the bear, and even you, Greg, you prepared for the moderating tonight. You are prepared your whole life for this night. And I'm going to pray that the Holy Spirit will hover over this nation, the nation that God spread his grace over, and that people will see through the lies, and that they will see the truth. And I pray specifically for President Trump that he would stay focused and not get distracted, that he would be alert and keen, and that he would subvert the scheme of the devil to try to trip him up. And we're going to ask all these things, Greg, in the mighty, powerful name of Jesus Christ, who is the one and only one who could save this nation. And Donald Trump is not afraid to say the name of Jesus. And we say amen, amen.
All right, that's beautiful. Amen to that. The potato salad, $6 a thing. I don't eat potato salad. I used to. What does it normally cost, and where did you get it?
Well, I'll make you laugh. I got it at that. Remember the shirt? The guy came in with no shirt. That call that I had. I went back there just now. I was totally shocked. I said, "There's got to be some mistake," and I don't normally eat potato salad.
All right, none of that made me laugh, but Now, my comment made me laugh. All right, Carmine, thank you very much. Good stuff. Oh, and everybody get ready for the wisdom of Barbara. Barbara, welcome back. What's on your mind?
Hi, Greg. Well, several things. First of all, I just ordered my stamp that I'm going to take with me to every restaurant to stamp on the check when it comes. The stamp says vote Trump, no tax on tips. And I'll take that everywhere I go. And I would recommend anyone, to either write it or stamp it on their check at the restaurant.
Oh, you got a stamp that you got a stamp that you put it on the receipt. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Good. That's I like that. But I mean, let's face it, the server agrees with you, so I don't know what becomes of that. Maybe they don't know. They don't know. That's
they don't. They have
smart.
no idea.
Right.
I've talked to a couple of waitresses and waiters at restaurants recently and asked them, by the way, did you know that Trump, who's running for president, has said that if he's elected, there will be no tax on tips? Every one of them has the same reaction. What? Really? Are you kidding? I said, nope. That's exactly part of his platform.
All right, so that stamp makes a lot of sense. Tell me the other stuff.
Yes. Okay. I would like to hear more talk about what Trump promised about school choice. He said if he's elected, that there will be school choice for every child in America. When you consider that we send our children to public schools now often from age 3 for preschool to age 18, and we know now what is going on in the schools, the indoctrination, the outright sexual innuendos and attacking of our children, Moms for Liberty, Moms for America, moms all over this country, and dads too. School choice is so important, but I don't hear that being, a focus of his messaging, and I think it needs to be more of a focus of that. And then the other thing I was thinking about, I heard you say before how the American family, the family in general, is being destroyed, and you're exactly right. That is the goal to create more chaos in this country, create more chaos so that our cultural structure will fall and another structure can replace it, a totally government-centered structure where the child's care and the family's well-being is dependent not on God, not on their own efforts, not on meritocracy, but dependent upon the whims of whoever runs the government at the time.
Barbara, what will we do without you? We thank you very, very much, and keep it coming. Keep it coming. So much wisdom, so much knowledge, and to be continued for sure. 6 hours and 12 minutes. And who does CNN have on right now? Mike Esper. Who the hell's that? Trump's last Secretary of Defense, second to last Secretary of Defense, who is a total Trump hater. And the fake news will be like, well, all of his associates in AIDS, they don't like him anymore. Well, these actually weren't associates in AIDS. These were saboteurs sent by the deep state to get him, literally. And it didn't work. And payback is a bitch. I shall return.
This is the Greg Kelly Show.
I am totally at peace with RFK not being in the debate. I don't want messing around with that. I just don't want it. It's too much on the line. And sorry, but that's the way the cookie crumbles, JW.
Oh yeah. Well, I love your show, always. I watch it every time I can, listen to it every time I can. But, you know what? RFK Jr., man, he is a staunch supporter of the Constitution, First Amendment, Fourth Amendment. I'm sorry.
I like that stuff, too. I like some of that. Hold on. I like that. I love the Constitution. So does my neighbor, all right? Let's face it. He can't win. And oh, by the way, when they start really looking at him, talk about baggage. The baggage on that guy, all right? And some of it, it makes Trump baggage look like nothing, all right? So, he's not, it's not real, this campaign. I admire him. I like him. And I agree with him on some issues, certainly not all. And I have seen polling where he poses a threat potentially to Trump. Most people think it's to Biden, but some people also think it's to Trump. So, JW, we're going to have to leave it there. Everything else good with you? What's the JW stand? What?
Great. What, Greg, one more thing. I mean, I hear you, and I don't want him to take votes away from Trump. I absolutely don't want that. But we do remember Ross Perot, who actually shaped the conversation back, I don't know what it was, 1992 or whatever it was. But I think that, RFK Jr. could help shape and actually help Trump. Anyway, that's all I got.
I remember Perot. I remember that. I don't know what the hell his message was. I remember that guy, though. And Stockwell. Remember Admiral Stockwell, his vice presidential choice? They say I don't think there would have been a Bill Clinton, perhaps, without Ross Perot. RFK, sorry, is no Ross Perot. Ross Perot was a self-made multi-billionaire. He invented something. I forgot what it was. Ran a company called EDS, Electronic Data Systems, which in its day was cutting edge. RFK is a fine guy, but let's face it, he's a rich kid and has gotten by being RFK Jr. And I don't know what the hell he's done with his life other than, have a lot of fun and get in great shape. And sure, environmental issues and the vaccine and stuff like that. But to me, it's just not worthy of the presidency. But anyway, JW, thank you. And that's how I feel. Really, Rich, you look a little bit like RFK. You ever get that? You do. You look a little bit like him. I got to get the hell out of here. But Michael has something to say about the tip thing. Hello. Yes.
Hello, Mr. Kelly. How are you?
Fine. What's up?
I just came out of a restaurant. I get in my car. 770's on all the time. And you're talking about no tax on tips. And I had just written it all over my receipt and explained it to the owner. They weren't aware of what Donald Trump was getting at. They misunderstood and thought that they were going to tax them on tips.
Huh.
So I explained it to them. And I also explained it to a fundraiser for Elise Stefanik.
Well, do me a favor. Explain it to me because, how does it work now? I thought tips were basically – wait. I thought tips were basically not taxed anyway. It was up to – you put it in your pocket and it's yours, right? And then you decide whether or not you're going to declare it as a waiter or a waitress, right?
Well, once you have a business that has – credit cards, they tell you how much they believe that you would have made actuarially on the tips that come across on the credit card.
Oh, my God. It's none of their business. There are some things they shouldn't stick their damn beak in, Michael, thank you very much. Keep spreading the word. Tomorrow when we speak, the world could be very different. Good luck, Donald Trump.